of course, the also when you take into account what she did without a full season last year, it really shows what type of hitter she is. And then, of course, Montana Fouls. Wow, what a performance by her, and what she was able to do in terms of the um, championship run. What was it? 39 strikeouts in 3 games. As she was able to handle her business as well. Impressive, Joe, yet again for the women's softball.
Absolutely, it was a lot of fun to watch and have it be in Tuscaloosa over the weekend. So I got to go over there on Friday and Saturday and just Montana Fouts just mowing them down left and right. I wondered to myself, how could anybody hit this girl the way she was throwing over the weekend? And then for Bailey himself on Friday to get the home run to break the record it was just incredible. The Alabama team needed a big spark. They were down by one late in the game, and she provided it. I couldn't believe they pitched to her, and she that all the way out of the park, and it was nuts. I was it was an electric atmosphere and fun to be there.
It's kind of funny when you see that, Joe. You're thinking uh, in the coach's mind after the home run happens, they're like, why did I do that? Why did I pitch to her? Kind of thinking through that process. But they pitched to her and she made them pay without a doubt. So congratulations once again to Coach Murphy and his team. And they start the regionals. They will be hosting a regional and be playing Alabama State. I don't know if Alabama State was a automatic uh, qualifier, but record's not really that good, and Alabama should, win pretty easy in round one of their regional contest. So, and then expected to potentially play Clemson as the other part coming out against Troy, and expected to take on Clemson to advance. But how deep do you think this team can run? Are we looking at another Alabama Oklahoma showdown, Joe, potentially for the College World Series championship?
I certainly think the girls can definitely get all the way to Oklahoma City. They got the regional this weekend, and then the super regional, and then we got going to get there, of course. But I think they can get to Oklahoma City, and it'll be great to play Oklahoma or UCLA's going really well this year as well, or maybe just another rematch with Florida. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited about it. We got 1 month left, and every game is every game is the most important game on the schedule at this point.
Absolutely. So kudos to Coach Murphy for yet another run, and kudos to, I guess you have to give a shout out to Greg Burns as Alabama is making a clear run for the Capital One um, uh, championship trophy. When it comes to programs, Alabama leading in one side of the bracket with 82 points. So it'll be interesting to see if Alabama wins this year. But even if they don't, right now we're SEC champions in football, basketball, gymnastics, and softball, right? So
Yeah, I think they've also won SEC championships in swimming as well. They've got a bunch of individual championships in swimming and track and field also.
okay, and in baseball, back in the SEC tournament with a legit shot, if they can close out this week potentially with a series win, potentially in a win or so in the SEC tournament, and may even get invited to play in the big dance baseball version style. So kudos to them. Let's go ahead and get to Pat. Pat, you in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Good, good morning, Mark. That wanted to bring up that we lost a tremendous defensive back coach over the weekend. You see where our defensive staff took a hit.
I did not.
well, Shereen Carter is made it through the mini camp with the Texans.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about you're talking about to the analyst staff. Yeah.
An assistant coach at Alabama, sir.
Yeah.
But helping out with the defensive backs. I thought I'd get you this morning.
Yeah, I saw where Shy had got a chance to go to a mini camp. So kudos to him. Our loss is definitely his gain so far, and hopefully it works out that he's not coaching at Alabama this upcoming fall.
Yes, sir. Did you hear anything about how Clinton Dix also had a try with the Texans? I didn't catch anything on him.
I did not. It's something I can look at, but I did not see anything on him, particularly in terms of
I got you.
what's going on.
From what I understand, reading up on Hank, that we have a tremendous amount of talent coming in for the month of June as far as recruiting goes, and can't wait for Thursday to hit Hank up on it. And anyway, hey, you have a blessed morning. I just wanted to tell you about that. I was really happy for Mr. Carter getting a chance to. Well, he actually signed a contract, from what I understand.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, the contract doesn't always mean anything until it's ultimately the final cut. But at least he's in camp, and that's what you want. You can't make the team till you make camp. So
it's just like with the lottery. You can't win the lottery unless you got a ticket.
That's right. So he has his ticket, and hopefully he'll get to punch it by making the team, the Texans this year. So you wonder, even though they let go of Bill O'Brien, you think Bill O'Brien still has a good relationship with the Texans, maybe?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
So maybe that was a help there. But either way, wishing nothing but the best for Mr. Shot Carter.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you too. Thank you, sir. All right, coming back on the other side, we'll continue some conversation right here on the Martin Houston Show. Want to tell you about what's happening out on Twitter. I got a poll question out there regarding the Rookie of the Year. And, of course, there's a lot of rookies that are up for this, but I took 4 of the Alabama guys, the offensive guys, skill position guys, and asked you the question, which one has the best chance of making Rookie of the Year? Is it, Najee Harris? Is it Jalen Waddle? Is it Devontae Smith? Is it Mac Jones? Who has the best chance of making and winning Rookie of the Year? It's been back and forth between 2 of the guys. I'm really kind of surprised that this guy's ahead, but not surprised. We'll talk about who that is on the other side. You listen to the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, everything's pretty quiet on the roadways as we kick off a new week and have a beautiful Monday. No wrecks or delays. If you do see conditions, of course, just give us a call. Other dealers may be out of inventory, but Townsend Nissan has an awesome selection. And yes, they really want your trade. Townsend Nissan. I'm Captain Ray.
Before the action begins, make sure your bets are in. Every hit. This ball is crushed. Every point.
Who they give it to? Touchdown!
Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino revolutionizes the fan experience. On your phone, casino kiosk, at the Timeout Lounge. Don't just be a fan. Be a player. Be a winner. Get the Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. We're not just fans. We're here to play.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to getlocalcustomersnow.com for a free analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Visit GetLocalCustomersNow.com.
Jeep Freedom Days and the Ram Spotlight Sales Event are on now at Carlock CDJR of Tuscaloosa. It's your chance to take advantage of amazing new car offers. If you've been thinking about trading in your car, now is the time. Trade values are approaching all-time highs, fueled by a strong automotive market and a shortage of quality used vehicles. As a result, your car is likely worth more than you think, a lot more, and quite possibly more than you owe on it. Get top dollar for your trade and big deals on new cars this month at Carlock CDJR of Tuscaloosa.
It's time for some straight talk. You've got real work to do, but everyone's sucking up the free Wi-Fi with a Mocha Choco double frap on ice. So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of hotspot data with the ultimate unlimited plan. Just $55 a month on America's largest and most dependable networks. You don't have to find a hotspot. You are the hotspot. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no
Required. See straighttalk.com.
Risky behavior with alcohol can lead to future health problems without warning. High blood pressure, stroke, and cancer. Substance misuse is dangerous. Knowing the risk is vital.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
The weather warm and dry today with a partly sunny sky. The high for tonight mostly fair with a low at 63. Tomorrow a mixture of clouds and sunshine. We'll mention a small chance of an afternoon shower. The high tomorrow at 82. I'm James Spann of the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.
Scott Smith and Softmark Design, doing business for 17 plus years, specializing in graphic design services, commercial printing, promotional products, advertising specialties, and so much more. Basically, any and everything you would need to advertise, promote, and grow your business. Through strong partnerships, strong customer service, and creative ideas, they'll help you market and grow your business. Give Scott a call at 205-292-4680 or email scottis@comcast.net and visit them online at softmarkdesign.com.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9 Alabama One Insurance. AlabamaOneInsurance.com is where you can find your one source for all of your insurance needs. Alabama One Insurance would love the opportunity to help you insure all of your great assets, whether it's auto, home, life, commercial, even specialty items like RVs, motorcycles, campers, UTVs, ATVs, etc. If you need it insured, we have a place to put you. Please give us a call, 205-342-0112, 205-342-0112, or go to AlabamaOneInsurance.com and you will find out more information there, and you can request a quote by entering all of your information. We look forward to serving you at Alabama One Insurance, your one source for all your insurance needs. All right, let's keep the conversation going. We were talking as we went to break about Alabama and which guy has the best chance to make some noise as far as this year's camp. I guess before we get into which guy has the best chance, Joe, to win Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year, couple guys with Twitter, of course, you can only have 4 guys named, so not everybody that was drafted is going to be included in that list. Patrick Surtain is not one of the vote options. Some people may choose him. Alex Leatherwood is not a part of that. Barmore nor Dickerson or any of the other guys that were drafted or selected have an opportunity to be there. But overall, Joe, would you say this is potentially Nick Saban's most potent class from a starting off at this point expectation standpoint? Do you see all of these guys landing in the right place, one of the best career class of any of the Nick Saban guys?
I definitely think it can be a strong class. You got Najee for sure leading your poll. I think it makes a strong case for rookie of the year, just given the fact that he's playing premier quarterback, so that'll make it challenging for him. But I think Jalen Waddle will have a great opportunity as well with Tua. Getting a lot of receptions. I think that the Dolphins really have revamped their offense and kind of try to surround Tua with a lot of weapons, and Jalen Waddle is one of those guys, and probably the best of those guys already so far. Devontae Smith will get a lot of action and a lot of opportunity as well in Philadelphia. Probably be becoming their new number one wide receiver. So you get three offensive guys who are going to touch the ball a whole lot, and that's really what you want if you're looking for a rookie of the year candidate. If you're looking for somebody who's going to make an impact, obviously you want to see Leatherwood and Surtain and those guys, Dickerson, Deontay Brown, get positive recognition, but unfortunately they just don't play the position that will earn them Rookie of the Year honors. I think that Surtain might have a chance to win Defensive Rookie of the Year if he's able to snag a couple interceptions. I expect him to start pretty much from day one. He's going into a really, really tough division with Tyreek Hill and Keenan Allen, and they've got Henry Ruggs as well. So three really good receivers that he's going to be going up against in that division. It's going to be challenging for everybody to really jump out and make an impact in their rookie years. But the three guys that we mentioned right off the top, Najee, Devontae, and Jalen Waddle, will all probably have great opportunity, and that's really all you can ask for at this point in the year.
Yeah, from an overall class standpoint, I think this class potentially has that keyword potential to be one of Nick Saban's best groupings going into the NFL period. And if you ask, you can ask that question, kind of which one of these guys do you expect to be the better of the Alabama guys? I think whichever one is the better of the Alabama guys is definitely going to be one of the top candidates for Rookie of the Year. So I just bypassed which Alabama draft pick has the best year. Now, you pointed out a couple guys before we get into the poll. I think Leatherwood is probably has more outside motivation, Joe, right now than potentially some of the other guys do, because of all of the Alabama guys that were drafted. It was all positive, great getting great value. This guy's going to be a game changer. Leatherwood was the only one that was kind of dogged when he was picked in terms of a negative standpoint, negative view from a lot of the analysts. So you wonder how he's so quiet, in my opinion, kind of quiet assassin type of mentality. But he's going in to be potentially a left tackle, which is a glamour spot, if there is a glamour spot amongst the big names. And I think Leatherwood may be the guy who's motivated externally the most to prove people wrong. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out in terms of what happens with him. And then from a Dickerson standpoint, Dickerson is a guy who I think if he heals well and can get in, I think he's going to be a great teammate, a guy who from an alignment standpoint, we may end up talking more about than you typically a second round offensive lineman that may or may not play a lot. I think he'll be that type of atmosphere guy. How motivated is Barmore? Even though he was the first at his position, Joe, he kind of got the running back treatment this year. Does that motivate him to do? And is he? I Leatherwood is a guy that will be motivated and take that motivation. Is Barmore? Are you confident that Barmore is motivated to prove people wrong, or if it has any motivation factor to him at all?
I'm sure he is probably motivated to show that he should have been a first round draft pick. And I think his motivation probably will serve him well. Up in New England. He's going to have to fall in line with that Bill Belichick system, but he's going to put him right in position to succeed, and he's going to be, that they just got rid of Danny Shelton, so there's an opening on that defensive line, and while it may not have been a premier defensive line to draft class, he was the top defensive lineman out there. So we'll see if he can plug the holes and put some pressure on for the New England defense.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for him. This is the year that position was devalued as a whole. But he was the best of what was left in his class or at his position. And he went to a pretty good team that usually knows how to get the most out of his players. I think he's in a great position to have a great career and a great run if he takes advantage of it. When we look at the guys that I had, of course, up for the player of the year was Najee Harris, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, and Mac Jones. Two guys are in a dead heat, fighting it out for first, and the other two guys in a dead heat fighting it out for third or fourth. And there is no shame in being on this list as number 4. But right now, Mac Jones bringing up the rear. Do you think Mac Jones is not getting the love because most of us, Joe, don't think he's going to be the starter?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be the starter, and I'm sorry, Martin, but I'm not a Mac Jones believer like a lot of the Alabama Nation is, so I wouldn't have voted for him either way.
So, but you also were you not a Mac Jones believer when he got to start here?
Oh no, he's a great college quarterback, fine college quarterback, but I think it's a whole different ball game when you jump up into the NFL.
So, what is it about Mac Jones that you think doesn't translate?
I don't think he has the arm strength to really make it. How many times you mentioned it? How many times did the equipment staff have to wash his uniform? We'll have to see if he can manage a dirty pocket. You're not going to get a whole lot of clean pockets in the NFL like he did right here in Tuscaloosa.
But But you see more talent in Tua because Tua's pocket wasn't dirty except for when he created dirt. But you think?
Yeah, I see a whole lot more talent to it. His arm strength is zip. He's got a lot more arm talent than Mac Jones does.
So, do you think Mac Jones at this point? And I think I know where you're going, but do you think Mac Jones, in terms of where he's at, that the Patriots see the potential for what they did in Tom Brady, and do you think that maybe that has passed by?
I think it definitely Mac Jones went to one of the better situations that he could have to hope for success, to plan for success. The Patriots organization definitely is probably one of the best fits for him. I don't quite know if I'm ready to. I mean, you comparing him to the most successful quarterback of all time. So just to make those comparisons now from just from a look standpoint, yeah, they look the same. You look at both of their pre-combine photos. Mac Jones smoking that cigar and Tom Brady. They both got. They're not quite.
They both have dad bods.
So you got comparisons there, but I
think the comparison goes beyond that. I think the comparison goes to arm strength. I don't think Tom Brady has a strong arm at all. And I think that's why you saw the types of passes and the way that the teams have used him. The Patriots used him. I don't think Tom Brady has a strong arm compared to, the Aaron Rodgers and those types and all of the guys that he has slowly put in his wake over the years, from the Brett Favre's to you just start naming them. Even last year's heir apparent to the NFL. Tom Brady throws a lot of balls to crossing wide receivers and tight ends right in his face. And I think that's what gives Mac Jones. I agree with you. everybody was upset that he didn't go to the 49ers, and I think the 49ers may have been a good fit in terms of what he does, but I think he fell to the absolute the best position if he's going to have a chance, Joe, to be legit. I think he fell to a organization that knows how to use what he has. Without a doubt, I think but I also think that, and I'll get the break here, and we'll come back and talk about the other three guys who I think all three have legit chances as well as winning it. But Mac Jones may or may not be the starter. If he gets to be the starter, I think he has a legit shot at making some noise for Rookie of the Year, just because they may have to throw the ball all over the field, and sometimes it's a stat game and not, necessarily most important MVP type of game. But I also think his competitive nature is somewhere in that same category as Tom Brady's. He was a guy who came to Alabama as a third-team guy and knew he was going to be third, but took advantage of his opportunity and worked really, really hard to be ready when his opportunity presented itself. And to me, at Alabama, was the best of the three guys, whether he was playing with a better team or not, or he made that team better offensively, is yet to be seen, and whether or not it can be duplicated, we will find out at the next level. I also think that his smarts and how he approaches the game makes him a legit shot at a level. I was a Mac Jones guy before everybody else said he was. I said who was playing that if he went down, that Mac Jones could take over and run the show. I did not think he would be as good as he was, so I'm not saying that, but I did think that Mac Jones had some pedigree, and I'm going to still believe an opportunity at the next level, but he wouldn't be my here either. I tell you, we got three guys up: Najee Harris, and Waddle, Devontae Smith. Which one of those guys would be your Rookie of the Year? 342-9904. Let us know who you would vote for, or who you voted for, and why. Right here, that conversation up next on the Martin Houston Show.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, everything pretty quiet on the roadways as we kick off a new week and have a beautiful Monday. No wrecks or delays. If you do see conditions, of course, just give us a call. Other dealers may be out of inventory, but Townsend Nissan has an awesome selection. And yes, they really want your trade. Townsend Nissan. I'm Captain Ray.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, Overflow Express Wash. Their mission is to provide great customer service with a showroom clean car and an exceptional customer service experience. They have the basic car wash that starts at $7, but you need to check out the premium wash packages, which start as low as $12 and go up to $20. They also have a membership wash club that you can get for starting at $23.99, going up to $39.99. In other words, just double the regular premium package, drop a penny, and you can be great members of Overflow Express Wash. My family and I keep our cars looking good inside and out by using Overflow Express Wash. They're located on Skyland Boulevard, right next door to Alabama 1, or you can find them .com. Andy Phillips and his team look forward to making you a part of their team.
If you're in HR, you're probably wearing a lot of hats: recruiter, team builder, trainer, mediator, policymaker, and of course, paper pusher. But not anymore. Bamboo HR is the #1 HR software for small and medium businesses. It manages all your employee data easily and automates countless tasks, so you can focus on people, not paperwork. Bamboo HR frees you from spreadsheets so you can do your real job, creating a great place to work. And paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all your hats? You're ready for Bamboo. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Bamboo HR is the dream. Let us free up your time and put your days of pushing paperwork behind you so you can focus on the people and making your company a great place to work for everyone. Software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/panda. This is a limited offer only available to radio listeners at bamboohr.com/panda. That's bamboohr.com/panda.
Nick Saban calls it the process. John Maxwell said that everything rises and falls on it. And Coach Wooden said it's what you learn after you think you know it all that makes the difference. What am I talking about? Leadership and personal development. Is your organization, your school, your church, your family, are they receiving the proper personal development? If not, the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring can help you with that. We have our pep talks, which is a 1 to 1.5 hour each, or we have some topics that we present that we know can help your organization. And if you're looking for one-on-one mentoring and coaching, we can also assist you with that. Visit peptalks35.com. That's peptalks35, or send an email to martin@martinhouston.org. That's the Empower.
Back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show. It's now time for us to move into the second half of the program. We're talking rookie player of the year, honors potentially. And we had a conversation regarding Mac Jones, and Joe not saying he won't be an NFL player. He just not on the Mac Jones train of being, I think, in that category. Or let me clarify. I don't want to speak for you, Joe. Do you feel like he's a guy that will play at this level, or he's going to be not a bust, but a miss?
I think he'll definitely play, but I think he'll probably be closer. People will probably consider him closer to probably just an average quarterback. The Andy Dalton line. Andy. Okay. And started in the NFL for quite some time, but nobody views him as the tip-top quarterback in the league.
Okay, all right. I see where you got him. I think he'll be a little better than that. Potentially is where I'm sitting right now. This year will tell me a lot if they're willing to work him in. Do you find it interesting that we got video on everybody but Mac Jones? We only got still shots for Mac Jones from the rookie camp. Did you know that?
No, I didn't realize that. That's funny.
Yeah. So as you're saying that, it was kind of an interesting thing that, like you go out and look, and the only thing you have coming out of the Patriots camp are still shots, and he's not even in a jersey. So know what to read into that yet either. But anyway, talk about the other guys, Najee Harris. I mean, Patrick Surtain, I think we didn't really talk about him. I think he really is in a position where don't be surprised at all that if he doesn't get the defensive rookie of the year. I think he is in a position, and he's in a league where there's going to be some quarterbacks trying to get broke in, right? I mean, he's going to be in that division where there's I don't know how many AFC new quarterbacks, but I know there's several young and or rising quarterbacks opportunity to make a lot of plays and break up a lot of passes and get some interceptions. So Patrick Surtain would definitely be a guy who I think will have a chance to. From Mobile, Robert, you're in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Hello?
I hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, yeah, I get to halfway understand what your cohort was saying about Mac Jones, but I like to agree with you, Martin. I think people on his own. I think he is better than that. Especially, I know we said Andy Dalton. Not bad, but not great. Not elite. He's elite quarterback. But I just, I guess that's what your definition of elite is. People still consider Tom Brady elite, right? He's still elite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Tom Brady's still elite. So Mac Jones doesn't have a stronger arm at this point than Tom Brady does, or more mobility than Tom Brady does. I use the Tampa Bay as a model. That team. How many quarterbacks could have taken that team to win Super Bowl the way Tom Brady did? And Tom Brady wasn't great. He wasn't lighting up everything and running all over the place and had 50 touchdowns this season. He was just managing the game well. Now, why couldn't they win with Jameis Winston? Same team, virtually the same team. Because Jameis Winston didn't manage the game. He had a strong arm than Brady, more mobility than Brady, but he didn't manage the game well.
Right.
And the thing everybody seems to hate, but all these quarterbacks are considered elite. The first thing they do well is manage the game. That's the first thing they all do well.
Yeah.
Some have stronger arms, some of them are more mobile, but all the ones that won the last few Super Bowls over the last 10 years or so, two of them been pure game manager and Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Nothing else.
Well, and don't forget about Nick Foles.
Yeah, Nick Foles. I keep hearing the game has changed, but like I say, my mind is analytical. Okay, show me the data. Where's the data? I keep telling you, tell me the game has changed. Show me the data that the game has changed. The data's not telling me right now that the game has changed to where you can't win with a quarterback that's more athlete than the game manager. Game hasn't shown me that yet. I think you were more athlete than game manager. Cam Newton was more athlete than game manager. He almost did it. But he ran up to a game manager and Peyton Manning and lost. Yep. So no, you have to be more game manager than athlete still. With the cerebral portion of the game, that still counts more than your ability to throw the ball 30 yards in one throw, or to run with a 4.4 speed as a quarterback.
Yeah, because you take the Falcons. The Falcons, if Shanahan Matty Ice, and of course you have to give Mahomes his due, but he was in a fight against I guess what you consider a game manager. So I guess every year, if you go back, there's always at least one of those Tom Brady types, Nick Foles, Matty Ice, in the conversation. So good point. We talk about it's changed a lot, but the reality of it is the teams that's winning or getting there consistently still look a lot like the old ones, with the exception of Kansas City.
Football is still a team sport. You still need 18. You mentioned earlier Mac Jones has to keep that jersey clean. Yeah, what quarterback is going to possibly? How many times you already said he's a great quarterback? We just had a line. What does that mean? It means you need somebody to keep his jersey clean. How many times we've heard that before? It said about a quarterback. He's a good quarterback. We just had a line. But there you go. It doesn't change. It doesn't matter if Magic Mahomes or Mac Jones. You have to have a line. I don't understand this. Of course, you want to create a team without a line, or to say he's a system quarterback. Who doesn't want a good system? Quarterback doesn't need a good system. All these things that keep throwing out there make absolutely no sense. It's just things that it's like because the other guys are flashier than Mac Jones that translate into success. Well, who was more exciting to watch than Lamar Jackson? But Lamar Jackson don't take his team so far. He still needs that line. You still need that, and he has to be able to manage the game. Lamar Jackson never learned to manage the game. He's not going to succeed. That's just about line. It's like you have to manage the game. I don't understand this idea that that's popular. It's the media mostly. The quarterbacks know they have to manage the game. The media throws that out there. That's something bad. Of course, you have to manage it. Managing is, hey, don't have 30 interceptions like Jameis Winston had. Then between Tom Brady and Jameis Winston, Tom Brady didn't throw 30 interceptions. Now, he was above his average for a normal interception for Tom Brady, but he wasn't 30. That's all that team needed. My Steelers team back in when they had Roethlisberger. Did Roethlisberger light up the scoreboard with his flashy passing? No. He managed the game, and that's all the Steelers need. Like, you hate this man, just don't lose it, make good decisions. That's yet. I don't understand when people think that, hey, okay, when it changes, show me the data. Show me the data that shows me that if the game has changed and that you have to have an elite athlete at quarterback to win a game. But I haven't seen it yet. I mean, the data's not showing that to me now.
Hey, Joe, I'll give you a chance to I'll give you a rebuttal.
Robert, it's not about athleticism. It's about the arm talent. Look. You talk about he doesn't need a. Everybody needs a good offensive line. Of course, everybody needs a good offensive line. But in the NFL, the difference in Alabama's offensive line playing the other college competition is absurdly different than the NFL offensive line playing other NFL competition. The SEC was awful last year. Mac Jones didn't have to wash his jersey one time. He just sat back there, picking it apart, throwing it to John Mechie, a future first-round draft pick, throwing it to Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner, first-round draft pick, throwing it to Jalen Waddle, first-round draft pick, handing the ball off to Najee Harris, first-round draft pick. Like, it makes it an easier game when you're playing with all the best players in the country and your competition is no good.
Oh, I agree to that, but I rewatched that Georgia game a few days ago. Georgia was really the toughest played all season as far as having a game in doubt, and they were knocking Mac Jones on his butt. I watched it. You well remember he hit the ground a lot more time than that. Pulled through it. He still made a couple of mistakes. But he still managed. But he still got through it and started making good decisions down the stretch. And I rewatched and a lot of that had to do with Sark's play calling last night while they plays are open. Well, again, that's a good system. You get the ball out of the quarterback's hand quick. I don't understand why all coordinators don't seem to manage to do that, but Sark does, and that's what you want. Now, the ones that do that, that's what Brady's had a 40-year career. I know what 40 years, but it sure seemed like it. A long career because his coordinator was smart enough to get, even Brady was smart enough to get that ball out of his hand quick. And that's what the most success we've seen in the team in forever. That's the system you want. And Mac Jones can work in that system. I mean, any quarterback can work in that system. A lot of quarterbacks.
It's pretty easy to work. Easy to work in that system when you've got a billion weapons and every weapon is better than any weapon in the rest of college football.
But Joe, isn't that the case with anybody at Alabama? Joe, isn't Najee Harris good because of that? Najee Harris good because he ran behind the best line and had 3 wide receivers or 4 wide receivers at times that had to get guys out of the box? I mean,
that's certainly part of it. That certainly helps his production in college. Definitely part of what made him so effective in college. But Najee Harris also has the physical traits to translate into the NFL and translate where other other athletic models have done before.
He's at least in the quarterback position.
But so does Mac Jones in terms of the old school guys.
If you don't make good decisions, it's not going to work.
Let me ask you this, Joe. Would you have concerns?
And you can't physically execute them, it's not going to work either.
If Mac Jones was coming out.
Physically execute.
The game is different in the NFL than in college.
Yeah, but it's
right. But I'm not seeing throws that. I'm sorry, Mark.
No, I was going to say, but Joe, would you say that Mac Jones is, if the NFL was, if this was 15 years ago, how would you feel about Mac Jones? You still
the same.
Oh wow! I think Mac Jones has a better.
He can't sit there and make the 18-yard out route to the wide side. Like you take a five step drop and you tell him you're going to make an 18-yard out route to the wide side. In the NFL, he's getting intercepted.
He made every throw at Alabama, regardless.
Against chumps. Against chumps.
but isn't that how you? But how did you judge it?
So the teams with
everybody's awful in college football,
and every other team is. But it's the Grand Canyon.
But you didn't say that with Trevor Lawrence. Then you didn't say that with Joe Burrow. Did you say that with them last year? They ran through the season. They ran through the season just to eat.
The release is so much faster.
But Brady doesn't have a quick release. Down the stretch, especially down the stretch. And I mean, Manny didn't have a quick release, especially down the stretch. You need a great team. You need a good team around him. But the NFL does have talent. I mean, everybody's. It's not like he's only got scrubs on the team. He'll have talent on the team too.
Now, this is where I will agree with you, Joe. I don't think Mac Jones is a guy like Mahomes, where he can go in and make a team great. I think you can put Mahomes on the other 31 teams, and they would all instantly get better, regardless of what they have. I don't think that Mac Jones is that type of guy. And if Mac Jones had ended up somewhere else, I would probably be more likely to go, I don't know. But as Tom Brady aged, he never had a strong arm, ever, or he wouldn't have been a 6th-round draft pick. He was slow. He couldn't get out, but he was smart. He was a competitor, and he was a game manager, in air quotes here. And what happened with him is that it allowed him, with the right offensive coordinator, to understand that he can't make some of those throws. Tom Brady doesn't make every throw in the book. He just knows which throws to make, and his offensive coordinator has built a route tree that maximizes the fact that he doesn't have the strongest arm. So when they do go deep, most of the time when they went deep, whether with the Bucks or with the Patriots, it's because they have suckered you into covering all those little short routes. Why do you think the best players or the top receivers on the Patriots have been the tight end and the slot guys? It's because Brady doesn't have a tremendous arm to throw the ball outside, like you just said on that other one. But he'll kill you across the middle, and then when you come in there, boom, over the top. And I think that's what Mac Jones has in the sense of he's at the right place, Joe. So he may not be asked to do what you're talking about doing because the coordinator will understand that he may not have the strongest arm, so let's build routes around it. And that's the difference. I think that's what makes the Patriots great as well.
The right team, which you always want the right team. The right team gets you there. And you have to have a good system. I don't understand this not having a good system. Well, that was a great conversation, guys.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it. Thanks for that conversation. Thanks, Joe. Hey, we got to get the break. Coming back, we literally will come back and say thank you for being a part of the program. But we need to pay a couple bills here, so let's get the break here.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, no wrecks as traffic begins to pick up around town. Some congestion on McFarland at US 43 Northport and at 15th Street and Hargrove Road in Tuscaloosa. Other dealers may be out of inventory, but Townsend Nissan has an awesome selection. And yes, they really want your trade. Townsend Nissan. I'm Captain Ray.
Here's what's trending on the Tuscaloosa thread. Good morning. It is inauguration day for the city of Tuscaloosa. The mayor, city council, and school board will be sworn in at City Hall beginning at 10 o'clock this morning. 5th District Councilman Kip Tyner will become the new council president. He's the longest-serving member of the city council. He told our Sunday morning news program, West Alabama On Point, he's working to build a strong council, and he believes that will make Walt Maddox a better mayor. Students at Northside High School will have a heavy heart at graduation Friday night as they remember Josh Lucas, one of their own, who lost his life in a weekend car crash. I'm Don Hartley.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing. If you're looking for a way to add value to your home, make your flower beds pop, make your landscape out from your neighbors, then Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing can help you do just that. They have numerous styles, but they feature the Moroccan Stone Curb Series. That's Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing. They are the one that can help you stand out from your neighbors. Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing, 205-331-6823. You may also find yourself with a need for a custom size stone or custom shaped stone. Then Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing can help with that as well. Paul Fuller and his team are waiting on your call right now for that free quote. And if you tell them that Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show told you to stop by, you'll get a big discount. So call Tuscaloosa at 205-331-6823 or visit them online at Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing, LLC.
Sorry to interrupt your jams, murder mystery podcasts, or motivational beach noises, but we got something else you might like to hear. It's called Cash. That's the sound of an extra $250 after your first 10 deliveries with Uber Eats. That's right, an extra $250 on top of all the other cash you'll make during those first 10 deliveries. If that sounds good, visit t.uber.com/extra250. Uber Eats, deliver with us. Limited time offer, terms apply. See t.uber.com/extra250 for more details.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it could be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to getlocalcustomersnow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Visit getlocalcustomersnow.com.
Gotta finish this today.
Cristiano's construction projects typically run smoothly, but this project's pipeline is about to burst.
So, boss, where do you want us to put this? To the left. Your other left. John.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Got Martin Hot right now.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show. We had a poll question up and it's still out there, so we're not going to try to cram that in before the end of the show. Go to @MartinHouston35 and vote on who you think has the best chance to be the player of the year, rookie of the year for the Alabama Crimson Tide players, Najee Harris, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, and Mac Jones. Right now, the voting kind of Joe. Jalen Waddle at 42%, Najee Harris at 38%, Devontae Smith at 11%, and Mac Jones at 9%. So, right now we had a lot of conversation around Mac Jones and what his potential is in the NFL. When we look at Devontae Smith, is he not getting as much love because of who's throwing it to him? Is Jalen Waddle getting more love because of the way the Dolphins have come out and said they're going to get him? And is Najee Harris actually the best fit in a long, long time of any player anywhere in the draft? I personally, Joe, love Najee Harris at the Steelers. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be rookie of the year yet, not ready to give that and give out where I'm going to go. But, man, when you see that guy did you see any of his minicamp videos?
Looks very strong.
Oh, man, God, he looks like he belongs, right? Like, did you see? I got that system. We'll get out of here today and we'll pick this conversation up. So make sure you go out to @MartinHouston35 on Twitter and get your votes in. The poll is still up. Still got about 10 hours left on it. Joe, did you see Najee's interview again and someone asked him about catching the ball?
No.
Oh, God. It's worth it. Go look it up. He's getting interviewed again, and some guy asked him about somewhere based on where he sits and watches practice and him catching the ball. And Najee just kind of looks at him, puts his head down, raises back up, and pretty much the guy's asking him, when did he learn how to catch it? Is that why he came back? Same question that had been asked before. And Najee said, I've been catching the ball like that since I was in middle school, dude. He asked him, is this your first time or you been covering the Steelers for long or something like that? So it was another one of those classic Najee Harris trying to debunk the myth that he hasn't always been an all-around player. We'll talk about how the Steelers plan to use him. Are the Steelers looking to use Najee Harris in as many ways as the Dolphins will use Jalen Waddle? And if so, does that put him over the top in your voting? We'll talk about that tomorrow, as we'll also be joined by DC Capstone Report. I'm Martin Houston. That's Joe Gaither. This is the Martin Houston Show, the Sound of Bama Sports. Your show, your team. And thank you to all the callers, listeners, chatters, viewers, and all of the great support staff that makes this happen. Remember this, trust in the Lord always, lean not your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Roll Tide.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.